Arise, magic blade.
So, the third piece of DLC is out, and I'm going to turn on my HUD.
Hudda, or you can't. Never mind. I was gonna do the hubbada, but with HUD. You can't do that.
So, there's a thing that we actually haven't run into yet in the main game, which is where we're going. It's called the Shrine of Winter.
Oh.
You know how we're killing all these really big, powerful dudes off in random corners of the earth as Brock?
Yeah.
The reason we're doing that is to open the Shrine of Winter.
Okay.
And the Shrine of Winter was completely meaningless before this DLC came out. In fact, and you will see why, a lot of people question why we needed to, like, go kill 4 gods to get through it.
Right, because you needed to kill the 4 gods in order to access what's beyond the Shrine of Winter, right?
Yes.
Okay. Another engorged ballsack zombie. Look out, Woody.
Whoops, I pressed the wrong button.
They're in heat.
But I one-shot them, so it's not too bad.
Raper.
That would be a rapier.
Yes.
Rather unfortunate. And this guy's, like, broken over here. I don't know what happened with his AI. Oh, he threw a rock
Good
at
dodge,
me.
yes.
Oh no, rock.
That could not have done that much damage.
It doesn't. It basically just stuns you. Okay, so, yeah, I want to show you the deal is, okay, see this arch here? See how there's, like, rubble here?
Yeah.
That you can't go through?
Right. You needed to kill the 4 gods in order to get
Okay,
through that.
so this is the path to Castle Drangleic, which is why you're killing all those guys.
Right.
But there's rubble here, so you can't go through the way you're supposed to go. So instead, what you need to do, and we'll get here is Brock, like in a couple of episodes after we start playing as him again, is go to this shrine, which only opens after you kill those 4 gods. So pretty much, like, you need a road crew. And if you had a road crew, you wouldn't need to do that.
Right, you wouldn't.
Now, you could make the argument that the real reason you went and killed all that stuff is to get powerful enough. And you can actually open this door through another way, which is if you have 1,000,000 souls, then you can come in here without killing all 4 of those guys.
Would take way longer than just
But
killing
that takes
those
way
4.
longer, yeah. Depending on, like, how much multiplayer you do and how much sort of grinding you do, there's a few, like, tactics you can use to try and get up that high, but
milking the
it's
XP.
mostly just easier to do it the normal way and kill all of them.
It's kind of a bullcrap type of...
It's annoying. I really don't like this as a game, because the last third of the game is kind of behind that gate, and I don't like having these sort of artificial choke points on the map of you have to go do a bunch of stuff over this way, because like when when you're playing the game for the first time it's fine, but when you want to replay it, it's just annoying. Like, because Demon Souls was cool because it had no like choke points at all. It was basically just, okay, you can go anywhere.
Right.
There was one thing after you started the game where you needed to kill like one of the end of area bosses to get through a certain level. But that was it. But other than that, it was just, if you were good enough to get to a certain point on the
You
map,
could just go do it.
you could go there.
Yeah.
And I really like that style. So this is, if you have not noticed, the ice area. And when I mentioned that shrine was the Shrine of Winter, I guess this is why, because this has a point now.
Yeah, so as far as, like, that small little pile of rubble blocking your way, it kind of reminds me of, guess what game I'm going to bring up? The only game I've been playing lately. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. But, like...
So, by the way, we have plot.
Elium Lois.
The old chaos hungers still.
Yes. Anyway, going back to OOT. So, like, you need all those sages in order to make a rainbow bridge to access Ganon's castle?
Yes.
It's like, couldn't we just, like, have one sage just muster up the energy to do that? Or give me really, really good boots with wings?
So, I may have mentioned this before, I really like ice levels.
Why do you like ice levels?
They're cool. I like the atmosphere. So, this is Elium Lois. This is the... We've talked about this in the Crypt Play, which has not come out yet, but this area is the largest area that has been in a Souls game. Elium Lois. It is huge.
That looks like the City of the Gods from Dark Souls.
Anor Londo?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Now, I have 2 ways I can go. I can go to the left, If I go to the left, I'm going to die, but we will see something cool.
Well,
If we go to the right, that's actually the way we want to go. I kind of want to go to the left because I haven't seen the cool thing before, and I know what happens.
but if you know what it is,
I have heard of it, but I don't know what it is. So
Okay.
I think I want to go this
well, then
way.
let's go. I hope we just don't miss it. Hope your camera's not the wrong way. Ava sounds.
Ava.
Uh-oh. I hope you're prepared.
So
for
speaking of The Legend of Zelda, you know that item, the Lens of Truth?
Yes.
You basically get the Lens of Truth in this area. Normally, this arena I'm in is a boss arena.
Uh-huh.
But the boss, because I don't have the Lens of Truth, is invisible.
Well, where's the boss hiding? In front of you? Behind
I've never
you?
done this fight before. Oh,
You can't lock on. I'd run.
it's using giant,
Magic missiles.
So the hard part is I can't lock on. So... Oh, he bit.
He bit you or something.
This is actually pretty cool. Because we were talking about this in the Crypt Bite recording, because both of us knew this happened if you came in here, but
Yeah.
neither of us had seen it because we both got the item before we came in here.
Right.
So at least now I know what it looks like.
Now you know.
That was, okay, him doing the grapple attack was like the coolest thing he could have done there. So, based off of what happened, what do you think that boss is?
Well, I don't know.
You didn't take a wild guess?
I don't.
A type of thing? Okay,
No, don't say anything yet. If he's invisible, how's that giving me any clues? Are you referring to something else in this game?
No, I was referring to, like, from anything that he did. Do you think that's, like, a knight? Do you think that is a monster?
Oh. Is it a giant hand?
No.
Okay.
We'll see eventually.
Okay.
It actually shouldn't take too long to get there, so... It shouldn't take too long because, again, as with all this DLC stuff we've done, I have played this area before we are recording. So, these are the basic enemies in this area. They are ice knights with ice rapiers.
Uh-huh.
They're pretty boring and, like, pretty basic.
Oh, they can't be that boring. You said you love ice levels, so you gotta love the enemies too, right?
Nah, not these guys. Like, every piece of this DLC has done the same thing where they have, like, a basic enemy guy, and they are the most generic of basic enemies. And these guys are pretty bad about that. Like, the only cool thing these guys have going for them is that their rapiers shoot magic. And they can do it at long range, and you can actually get those rapiers, and the strong attack shoots, like, a little magic bolt thing.
Every time you say rapier, I want to hold my earlobes. No, not my... Sorry. Okay.
And it's also weird, too, because this game, like, its elemental spread is not like most other games where it's, like, a whole bunch of different elements. This game's elements are holy, which is lightning, fire, magic, and dark. So there is no ice element. So these guys are, like, they appear to be ice people,
But they're just doing physical damage.
but they're doing magical damage, actually. They're doing, like,
Oh.
physical damage and magical. Yeah, there's one of the little long-range things. Come on, buddy.
So if you were to eat a snow cone, it would actually have magical properties?
Possibly. Stunning visual imagery of the doorway.
Yes. So who's this?
That's the thing. I can't lock onto it. It's a confusing thing. Maybe it'll end up being something later.
Like, is it a who or a what?
Well, we'll see. Do you want me to attack it?
No.
Okay. Then there's nothing else I can really do with it right now.
What was he looking at?
The guy there?
Yeah.
We just picked up off the corpse? There was like a grate. I can go back and look at it after I ice this
Maybe
dude.
there's a clue as to what that thing was back there by looking at the body that's dead hanging on the cell. Looking at his best friend on the other side. Oh, no. He just died looking at the foggy hallway.
Just a big hall.
Look out. Snow dogs.
It's like that movie with Cuba Gooding Jr.
That was such a horrible movie. You know why? Because his dad was white.
Well, what was weird about that movie, too, is, like, that was one of the first times I remember, like, as a child, being confused about the advertising. Because I never saw that movie when it was in theaters, but, like, all of the trailers for that movie played it up as, like, the dogs talk.
And they don't.
And it turns out, in the actual movie, the dogs talk, but they're when Cuba Gooding Jr. is hallucinating.
Right.
And the way the trailer made it seem like that was going to be a plot.
It was basically
theme.
like...
That was a plot thread.
It was basically like Air Buddies, but with huskies.
Okay, I don't
Don't
want to
die.
fall off the cliff. I do want to pick up the item, though. Oh, yay, a torch. That's effective. So, by the way, I don't know if you're catching this, too, since I'm out in the blizzard. I am slowly getting covered in snow.
I see that. That's
It looks
very cool.
Yeah. And as I go back into a more protected area, it wears off. So, there's a bunch of these guys. This area's a little tricky to get through. Like, it's not difficult to fight all these guys, but it's very difficult to avoid them, so there's no real way to get through here fast. You just kind of have to kill everybody.
Yeah, but at least you got cover, so you can just kind of pluck them off.
Yeah, that's pretty much... This section's a lot more annoying if you're playing as, like, a physical character.
The swords are kind of cool.
They look cool. I don't think they're that good.
Yeah.
So this guy is like with the giant ice backpack here. He's kind of like an upgraded version.
Ice backpack. He looks like a shaman. Like an icicle shaman.
Oh, great. I wasted my crystal soul spear. Yeah, I'm not really dealing that much damage with these, because I'm pretty sure these guys, like, are magic. So are very resistant to magic.
Your crystal spells, those do magic damage, right?
Yeah.
So magic...
It's just the most powerful magic.
Magic, both crystals and snow, or that is frozen water, have magical properties.
Like, I honestly think because they don't really have any ice spells in these games or anything like that. So I think ice doing magic damage is pretty much just entirely because they're both the same color. It's like we can't have it's a blue projectile. We can't have a blue projectile that is a different kind of thing. That would just be too confusing. These guys actually don't take too bad of damage from magic.
Like, it would make sense if you're out in the cold, your stamina regen is slower, or...
What would be cool is if you had to wear, like, fur armor or something to, like, keep warm. Uh-huh. Like, maybe you had, like, your health drains or something, if you know. Yeah, thankfully magic is more effective, because I haven't been through this section with a magic-using character yet. It's more effective than I thought it was going to be.
So how long has this DLC been out? Since...
A while.
Okay. Like, September...
Well, yeah, it's been out since the end of September, because one came out at the end of July, one came out at the end of August, one came out at the end of September.
Okay. It's a small blue burr.
Small blue burr.
Blue burr.
Don't want to get them blue burrs.
Blue burr reel.
Stupid ice snipers. Also, these guys that have the icicle backpacks, you cannot backstab them because they have icicle backpacks.
It would make more sense if that was like on his other arm as a shield. It's a big old ice crystal shield. It'd be cool. So
these guys, on the other hand...
What's the plot here? What's going on?
So, we came in and a big mysterious voice unleashed a bunch of ice coming out of this area and said, hey, don't come in here because the old chaos is barely contained.
Uh-huh.
So, maybe that's part of the plot.
Are you here to release the chaos or defeat it?
We shall see, won't we? I mean, it's not like your character said, okay, I'm going to Ilium Lois.
Right. And what's up with all the crates? What kind of supplies are they hoarding? Evil, magic, bad intention material?
Vaguely defined evil items. Oh yeah, I got both of them. That's the fun thing with Soul Spear is it goes through guys. So one Soul Spear will hit both if they are close enough together.
What? Oh. Man, those enemies are boring, dude.
Yeah, they're not, like I said. And it's like...
I don't have much to go off of with them. Like
Spoiler alert, you backtrack through this area to do some stuff later on,
Okay.
and it's slightly annoying. Like, that's why, like, there's a whole thing up here. I'm not going to go do it because it's pointless, because there are a bunch of chests that are covered with ice, and we don't yet have the means to remove the ice from them.
We're just looking for the DLC, right?
This is the DLC.
Oh, this is the DLC.
Yeah, this whole area is new.
Okay.
Yeah, the Shrine of Winter, this is what is inside of it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought you had to, like, enter through the Shrine of Winter in order to get to the dragon
No.
place.
Oh, wow, that guy's hitting me from really far away.
Now, can you get his shield?
No. There is another enemy that are very similar to these guys, and from those guys you can get their... they have, like, great shields, and you can also get their armor. And I think you can get their weapon, too.
So what's the plot here, though? Like,
Well, that's what I said.
But no. I mean, what is this thing that you're supposed to fight?
Well, we don't know. You know as much as anybody else at this point in the DLC, Chicho.
Okay.
And here we go. Yay, bonfire number 2.